Hi there, welcome to the first episode of my 10-minute moan of today. The topic of this 10-minute moan is the fears across Europe that we're about to see a new wave of Islamic terrorism. Now this follows up from the story in Germany where the perpetrator of a multiple murder stabbing spree has handed himself over to the police, and ISIS, Islamic State, had already previously admitted it was their doing. So it's going to have a look at the story. It's been covered in a few places, but I'm going to use GB News as reference for this because they've covered some extra things in the story that others haven't. And their headline is Germany stabbing sparks concerns for new wave of Islamic terrorism across Europe, a real fear. And their story says 3 people were killed and 8 others were injured in a knife attack in Western Germany. A stark warning has been issued for a new wave of terrorism following a mass knife attack in Germany on Friday. Police have confirmed that a 26-year-old Syrian asylum seeker who was arrested on suspicion of the attack handed himself in and admitted to the crime. On Saturday, Islamic State group claimed responsibility for the attack, and the suspected attacker is also believed to be a member of Islamic State, IS, or ISIS, as some people call them. On Telegram, ISIS described the man who carried out the attack as a soldier of the Islamic State, and he carried out the attack in revenge for Muslims in Palestine and everywhere. Speaking to GB News, defence editor at the Evening Standard, Robert Fox, claimed there is a real fear that this is the beginning of a new wave of terrorism. Fox said of the incident, there must be a real fear that this is the beginning of something, a new wave, because we're coming to a new cycle of politics. There are 3 quite important regional elections coming up in Germany, in which the AfD Party have made a strong stance on being deeply concerned about migration populations. Discussing the city in which the attack took place, Fox revealed that the area is particularly sensitive in regards to migration as it's close to the Dutch border. Fox added there have been troubles there before, and at the moment the German authorities, particularly in the North Rhine-Westphalia, have been very careful about how they've labelled this, but they've been quite emphatic in that they have said they have got the prime suspect now who was behind it. Offering his verdict, the police handling of the attack, host Martin Dobney, highlighted how authorities were slow to reveal the description of the attacker, possibly due to cultural sensitivities. Martin told GB News, the fact of the matter is these knife attacks are becoming alarmingly common in Germany. There have been several in the past year alone, and it does seem to show that there's a growing issue with domestic terrorism, Islamic terrorism within Germany and indeed elsewhere. In defence of the German authorities, Fox responded, I think in the caution in announcing who they were looking for because they were arrested, quite frankly, a 15-year-old boy had been seen talking to the suspect. I infer from that very clearly that they knew who they wanted and they wanted to get him. Turning the discussion to the attack's connection to Islamic State, Fox explained that it's very worrying and the nature of the attack is straight out the IS playbook. Fox said what is worrying is this is straight out the old Islamic State playbook. It is in line with their lone wolf taking its opportunity. That's why the Dutch border police were alerted right away. They were a very powerful police force. The Marche, I take it that's the name for the Dutch police, shows a very big anti-terror background. Are we coming in for a new wave of Islamic terrorism? Because this has been feared. I think that without scaring the horses too much, this has been feared, that it might have been one of the playouts from the terrible problem going on in Gaza, the West Bank and Israel and the Middle East in general. It may be more local, but this is a symptom of what may be very serious, and I think everybody is on alert. So that's quite worrying. There's another article in the Independent, which I'll refer to. It covers some of the other things like the man's name, etc. And German police named the man 26 accused of murdering 3 and injuring 8 at the festival. The man handed himself into police in a major manhunt after the mass stabbings which saw the knife man aim for victims' throats. German prosecutors have named the man suspected of carrying out the brutal knife attack at the festival that killed 3 people and injured 8. the Syrian national was named as Isa al-H, omitting his family name because of German privacy laws. The 26-year-old man had turned himself into police late on Saturday amid a major manhunt. And a woman, 56, and two men aged 56 and 67 were killed in a rampage at the festival to celebrate the city's 650th anniversary. An update comes after Islamic State group claimed responsibility for the attack. However, they've not provided evidence. So, you know, it's just horrific. More people, and a woman murdered, stabbed in the streets of Western Europe. We're meant to be civilised here. And this one is a Syrian immigrant, asylum seeker, which will obviously play in the mind of quite a lot of people who across Europe have fears, not for us genuine asylum seekers, genuine asylum seekers like people who have, say, for example, Afghani interpreters that helped our armed forces, etc., who, once we left, you know, would be in fear of them and their family's safety. That kind of makes sense to most normal people. But we don't have that type of asylum seeker just now. We in Britain have asylum seekers who arrive here illegally through dinghies, etc. They don't present themselves at a border crossing and say, I need to claim asylum because I've came from a country where I'm at risk. That's how you would normally, and that's how you legally claim asylum. It is illegal to do anything else. So if anybody arrives in a boat and then later on claims asylum, they're actually admitted breaking the law of this country and claiming asylum illegally. Because you can jump in a plane from most places in Europe for less than 50 quid, arrive in Britain, walk up to passport control and say, I seek asylum. That's how it works. That's how you do it legally. Yet, we have thousands every year, tens of thousands, coming in to the shores illegally through dinghies, etc., and through, you know, in the back of Arctic lorries, and claiming asylum once they get here. But if you have those concerns, you're not allowed to protest. Not even just the government has told us that. Some of the parties in opposition, for example, Reform, Nigel Farage came out last week or the week before and told the people in the United Kingdom not to protest. To protest is your normal legal right. And if you're not happy and you have concerns, you have the legal right to protest, but we're getting told not to do that. And anybody who has concerns about asylum, not just asylum, but the level of asylum and the types of asylum seekers we have just now, is called a far-right racist. And they're not allowed those opinions. The great British public are being forced not to have those opinions. If you have those concerns, you're labelled and accused of being a far-right racist. Neither far-right nor racist people can have that very same concern. And this attack happened to be in a foreign country, but the whole of Western Europe is the same right now with the levels of asylum seekers, and I have no way of feeling confident that this wouldn't happen as easily in the United Kingdom, or dare I say any of the major cities across Western Europe, because they all have the same problem. The only countries we have which do not have these problems are Denmark, Poland and the likes, which treat their asylum seekers and levels of immigration very differently to the rest of Europe. So you don't need to be the brightest in the world to understand the difference. Those two countries that I've named that don't have problems with this type of attack do not allow immigrants or asylum seekers to the same levels as we do. Poland quite happily pay the EU millions of pounds per year in fines for not taking immigrants and asylum seekers. Their streets are safe. Where's that? If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit subscribe and the notifications bell. Get involved in the comments below, but most importantly of all, unless you think carrying these knives around the United Kingdom and the further fields of Western Europe. See everyone else, have a great day. Cheery bye now.